Hello, my name is Kristen. I live in Polk County, Florida. I want to tell everybody out there what's been going on. I went to a barbecue in my neighborhood. I live at my grandfather's house. I was helping take care of him in his old age. And I was invited to a barbecue next door. Go over there. While I was there, I got hit in the back of the head with something. And I was left bleeding. And when I went back to look, it was bleeding, but I had to leave and go on to work, so I didn't have a chance to really fully look at it at the time. Ever since that happened, I have been stalked and harassed and followed around town. The person who is able to harass me is using something called V2K technology. These are microphones and speakers that can be found on Amazon to maintain the type of thing that he's trying to do. He wants to record at a lower than he's using a microphone that is on a lower sound frequency than what can be recorded, if that makes sense. It's a specialized mic. So I'm not able to record some of the stuff that he's saying. He's using something called V2K technology. Like I said, a lot of this equipment can be found on Amazon. When I try to get the police to look into it, they will not only not look into it, but they threaten me with Baker action. And at one point, I even got threatened with being arrested, trying to report what my neighbor has been up to and what's been going on around my house. In town, I have been followed and stalked by black cars usually. When I try to shift lanes, there's always a car in my blind spot that I have to wait on before I can shift lanes. If I want to back up, there's always a car behind me. If I want to go forward, there's always a car in front of me. Florida has a lot of wide open spaces. There's no reason to feel like you're in a congested inner city street. There's no reason to always feel like there's somebody right there when you're trying to drive. I have heard high-pitched squealing sounds coming through. They have caused so much pain that I actually left Florida, went to Texas and got a head CT. The doctor didn't let me see it. He just said everything was fine. That was the end of that. So I don't really know. I didn't get a chance to see that scan, so I'm not really sure. Let me tell you about my trip to Texas. I bought a one-way ticket. I go to Texas. I get a hotel key. I'm not going to actually stay at the hotel. I reserved a room, got the key, went to the business center, went online, found an online live-in caretaker position on Craigslist. So I contacted the woman who had the caretaker position and went and stayed with her and her son who has Asperger's and helped take care of him for a week. 3 days into that week at this stranger's house, I was stalked and followed over there, and some of the same V2K technology harassment was coming through that house. I don't know who's behind this. I don't know how high up it goes. I know that I went to a barbecue and my life was altered from that day forward. I'm not really sure why or how. They didn't like the fact that I was a Christian. I did come right out and say that at the barbecue. Probably I guess it wasn't a good thing to say. They offered me a beer. I said, I don't drink. I'm a Christian. And I think that's what sparked this entire thing. I really think this is a hate crime. I have tried to get the police to take me seriously on it. They don't want any part of it. They tell me that I have to report it to the sheriff's office. So I go to the sheriff's office. Then they're like, well, you should have called us out to your house to report it. I'm always reporting it wrong, no matter what I do or how I try to get it out there. I'm always reporting this wrong to the police or to the sheriff's office. I've tried to go to the FBI. I talked to a receptionist who took down some paperwork. I haven't heard anything back. No telling. I don't think they're really looking into it, if she actually even works for the FBI. 911 doesn't work on my phone. When I try to call it, I get an interception, and I get offshot to some other group of people who hang up on me. Police do not. So I know for a fact that I'm not getting actual police officers when I call 911 because the actors that I get are hanging up. I was told that I am no longer able to fly on an airplane. I looked into that information, and that is not the case. I am actually able to fly on an airplane. I was told that there was something in my background that was causing this to happen. I did an FBI background check when I got my visa less than a year ago. I got a Panamanian visa, and everything checked out there. So I have had a clean background check that actually allowed me to get a visa in a foreign country, and I am cleared to fly. So I don't know what kind of list I'm on or how high up it goes, but it hasn't affected me living overseas, and it hasn't affected me flying. So this could be what I believe it to be is extortion. We're going to create a ridiculous case that you're not going to be able to prove. And if you want to be able to prove it, you're going to have to pay us money. And I think that this is an extortion scheme. I'm putting this video out there because I want to see if there's anybody else around the Polk County area that's been dealing with something similar to what I've been dealing with. This has been ongoing. We moved back from Panama December 21st, 2020. We had been gone out of the country for 7 years. The thing I did down in Panama was I was a caretaker for my parents. So there was nothing to trip up anything down there. Prior to living in Panama, we lived in Polk County for 30 years without incident, without any issues at all. So upon coming back to the same area we lived in before, I have been stalked and harassed and followed, and I can't get the cops to take me seriously. And if anything, when I try to tell them anything, I get threatened. This is always coming back on me wrong. This is always showing that I've done something somehow. I don't know how that's happening or why. It could be that the police are in on it, or it could be that they're getting a cutback from whoever's doing this, a kickback. So I'm thinking it's something like that. It seems to be county-wide. When I went to Texas, I got a head CT, so I do have medical bills from this. They're putting a high-pitched squealing sound through my room. It's a low frequency, high pitch. It's causing me headaches to the point that I actually have medical bills now. So it's not something light. It's not something funny. I don't believe it's a prank. I haven't believed it's a prank since day one. It's something they're telling me that they're legally allowed to do because I'm on some kind of list. I haven't found that list. And I haven't been able to get police cooperation or get anybody to look into this case. If you're in the same boat and you live in Polk County, we need to get together. If you're an attorney and you have any insight onto what I can actually do, I have pictures of burns, rashes. I woke up in the morning and I'd had this stuff on this rash on my skin. I have recordings of sounds that have come out of my vehicle after my vehicle was turned off, which makes me think that my vehicle is being tracked, or that there's some type of a device that they're able to communicate with through my vehicle. I have that on recording. Pictures of the stalkers, pictures of the people that I see coming around my car all the time. So I've got some evidence, and I still can't get a case built. I still can't get a cop to take me seriously and look into this or any of it. So I just want to put my story out there, see if there's anybody else who feels the same way, if there's anybody else in Polk County especially who's been dealing with the same stuff. I just want to see how many other people there are in the same boat as me, because this has been really scary to me. I don't know if these people have government clearance to be able to treat a person this way. I don't know if they're sex traffickers, if they're kidnappers. I don't know who these people are. I don't know what this is about. I know it stems from a barbecue that I went to in this neighborhood. And after I went to that 20-minute barbecue, my life has been altered and it's no longer the same. And I can't get anybody to take me seriously or listen to my story or hear me out or anything. So I just want to put this out there in case there's anybody else. All right, I'm signing off. My name is Kristen. You will probably see me around town. Some of you might even be looking for me. Some of you are probably my stalkers. You probably know all about what this is and who's behind it. I just want to get this out there and let people know. I have been kept awake at night. They're not letting me sleep. It has come back physically. I have been assaulted, as far as I can tell, by something that they're using that's streaming through my house. and I can't seem to get anywhere. So I'm putting this out there and letting the world know. And there might be other people in the same boat. So.